Hey, everybody. This is the Family Relations Podcast brought to you by nobody. If you're a sponsor, you make your CBD pills.
MeUndies.
MeUndies, Stamps.com.
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh, the Cash App.
Cash App. How can we forget?
I can't forget the Cash App.
Roman.
What do they manufacture?
That's like erectile dysfunction.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we want your dicks to stay hard listening to this podcast, so definitely Roman.
We do? Interesting.
We want hard cocks on this podcast.
Am I supposed to keep a straight face? All right. Who are we? How about that?
This quickly went unprofessional.
Back on the rails. Who are we? You kick it off.
Well, aren't we going to talk about the title first?
Yeah. All right. Let's touch on the obvious.
Okay. So this is called the Family Relations Podcast, mainly because, my partner's sitting across from me here. He's my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Anthony.
That's me.
I've known you for a few years now.
I'd say my whole life.
Yeah.
I haven't known you your whole life.
But I mean, when did I really start knowing you? You know what I'm saying?
I'll say 10 years.
10? That's it?
Probably no, yeah.
No?
Like
our
no,
grandpa?
you. Not like our grandpa.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
When we were actually able to drive to each other and stuff.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
we weren't 10 years ago.
We were segregated for a while. I'd see you a few times a year.
Mm-hmm. Spring break sleepovers.
Spring sleepovers. Who could forget the sleepovers?
We used to set up the Xbox in the closet.
Yeah. Sleep in the bunk bed.
Get the honey buns and
what?
play Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
How many honey buns and hostesses do we bring in that closet where we set up everything?
You know what? I would say it contributed to my diabetes now. Definitely set the base for my diabetic condition.
So we started early, though.
Yeah.
It's about consistency.
It is about consistency. That's kind of where the title comes from. Basically, we're related, so we wanted to shoehorn that into the title, which I think we did expertly.
Yeah, I'd say.
If you don't mind me saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You didn't say who you are.
Well, I introduced you.
Okay.
So right. You have to introduce
me. Right.
We're
trying to keep this professional.
Exactly.
And related. My partner across the table, his name is Gaetano. And like he said before, like he stated, we are cousins. He is a year older than me. So he has known me for my whole life, and I have not known him for his whole life.
Yeah, I would say there was a year where you didn't know who I was.
Where I was in the dark, literally.
You were in the dark. Just feeling around that womb.
Yeah, 12.5 pounds.
What?
Yeah, you never knew that?
You were a 12-pound baby.
12.5 pounds.
The fuck? What was your mom eating when you were
McDonald's? She tells me lots of French fries.
A lot of fucking McRibs, huh? She was pounding those McRibs.
Those McRibs, those Big Macs.
And that's back when those ice cream machines were never broken.
And that's back when it was supersized was a thing.
You're right. It's before Morgan Spurlock ruined it for the rest of us.
For everyone. But yeah, no, I was 12.5 pounds. I get told the story to this day. And you know how they wrap you in pink or blue?
Would they wrap you in tarp?
Pink or blue, nothing fit me. Just wrapped me in a cloth, sent me to the scale.
Wow.
And my grandma to this day will tell me how the nurses were making bets on my weight.
Really?
Yeah. There was some wagering going on.
Do you know who won?
I know one of them won.
What was her name? Barbara?
I think it was Barb. She went by Barb.
Barb?
Yeah.
Or Deb?
Gertrude.
Was she a German nurse? Was she from Austria?
She's like, I deliver baby now.
That was good. I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was here for a second.
As a woman.
Wow. Yeah, you were a fat baby. I think I was underweight.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was like, at this point I would just be making up a number, but I think I was like average sized, unfortunately.
It's not, it's probably, your mom probably was thankful.
Yeah, you know what? My mom, I'm sure she was thankful like the moment I was born, but then afterwards it went downhill quick because I cried a lot as a child. I remember my mom telling me a story my grandma had to save my life because my mom just was going to leave me outside because I was crying so much. She was just going to open the door and leave me on the doorstep. And my grandma swooped in, or I should say our grandma swooped in.
What a save.
And brought me back in the house before the elements could get to me.
Was this pre-me?
You know what? You were probably, yeah, I think it was.
So, I mean, if I was alive, I would have came and saved you. For the record.
As an infant?
Just for the record.
I
would have made it happen. Don't ask questions. I would have made it happen.
Right, I have to take your word for it.
I was like a full-grown human at that point.
Yeah, I completely forgot about your size. Yeah, you could have just rolled over.
I rolled right on over.
Barreled over everything.
I was a ginger, too, at birth.
What?
Yeah. There's pictures of me with gold chains on and just red hair.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure your parents are your parents? Or at least one of them is.
One of them has to be.
Yeah.
Because I got the nose.
Yeah.
And for those just listening, my hair is pretty much black. It's dark brown.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once we get the video element
right
to this, people will be able to see us in our full glory. But right now, you're just gonna have to listen to our sweet, sweet voices.
I mean, is there any other way?
Yeah.
I'd prefer that.
Yeah, just rock hard dicks and wet panties listening to our voices.
Wet me undies?
Wet me. Yeah, I mean, me undies, what are you doing? Get us as a sponsor. Or, sorry, we'll get you as a sponsor. Mm-hmm. And we want people to get soaked in them.
And we'll call them me fundies.
That's brilliant.
That was genius. On the spot, genius.
Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe it's because this is still being recorded and nobody's heard this yet. That could have something to do with it.
That would do it. That would definitely do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a pretty good introduction of me.
Yeah, we kind of got off the rails a little bit, but yeah. I hope they forgive us.
I appreciate the kind words.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, let's kind of just talk about what we're doing here. This is kind of just going to be, nothing's off limits. We're going to talk about whatever. It's not themed in any sort of way. It's just wherever it goes. And, if people start listening to this, hopefully they do, we want you people to get involved and, throw out some topics. We'll talk about those. So, I mean, I guess there will be some sort of direction once we get some sort of audience going, but we might not get an audience. Nobody might want to hear this shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, but they might want to be, not want to be, that was the wrong way to start that sentence. They're definitely interested in some one-on-one contact. And that's what we got going on here.
What do you mean one-on-one contact?
I'm not going to expand on that one. Yeah, I phrased that weird.
What are you trying to say?
All right, next topic. This is episode 0. Should probably get into that.
Yeah, this is
pre-pilot.
This is the pre. So you know what? We're gonna record this today, and then directly after this, we're gonna record another episode. This is just to kind of whet your appetite.
And your MeUndies.
It's like the 10th plug for MeUndies. So
they have to pay us or something.
I expect some sort of residuals for this, but yeah, we want you guys wet out there. We want you wet.
Moist.
Moist.
I hate that word.
A lot of people do, but it doesn't really bother me. I live within that word,
Expand on that, please. What?
It's not important.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
It personifies me,
Okay.
I'm just a moist man.
Just stay across the table, please.
Kind
of a schedule. Let's get into the schedule, or like our perfect ideal schedule moving forward.
Sure.
Once we kind of get the ball rolling.
So once we kind of get the ball rolling, we're gonna look to do once a week drops. Obviously, this week we're gonna be dropping 2 episodes for you guys, 2-for-1 deal. The first and only time we're probably gonna do that. So you're gonna have back-to-back episodes of this pre-pilot, and then there's gonna be one following this one where it's a little bit longer, and we kind of get into it, This is just kind of to get you guys ready for what's to come. And I'm repeating myself.
And you said we're going to get into it. That's for someone who's really calling out my choice of words. Yours are not much better.
This is the Family Relations Podcast. I mean, we are about...
That's in these days.
We're getting into it.
That's one-on-one contact.
One-on-one contact. Getting into it.
Getting it on.
getting it on
And done.
and done. After the pre,
We finish and then we start the next one.
exactly.
That was elusive. Let me tell you. Wow, are we on the same page or what?
Wow, look at this. We're already 10 minutes in.
Is it 10 minutes in?
I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell, but
This is a free episode technically because it's episode 0.
yeah. So you guys are getting this one for free, and I mean, as you can see, the chemistry is just flowing.
It's flowing.
Just flowing from our lips and into this computer.
Our succulent.
Jesus, man, come on.
Okay, you've
Why'd
made
you
some
have to-
worse comments.
Why'd you have to hit him with that?
I'm sorry, guys. This is episode 0. We should ease them in. Just put a foot in the pool. We're diving in.
We don't want to get them too wet.
Right.
Just
Not until they got their MeUndies, of course.
of course.
Because then
11
those are
plug.
very good. Those absorption rates are pretty good on those.
Is that what they champion, the absorption of their product?
I mean, they need to make some like SWAS-proof underwear.
Some what proof underwear?
SWAS?
SWAS?
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is?
It's like in very G terms, a sweaty rear end.
Like swamp ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Luckily, I mean, we're getting into those summer days now, so
I
mean,
struggle with that in the winter days.
What?
Yeah.
You have swamp ass during the winter?
Well, I just sweat a lot in general.
Are you sweating right now?
I'm kind of cold, to be honest, right now.
I could tell you're kind of like hugging your body right
yeah,
now.
I'm pretty chilly.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a pretty unforgiving environment.
Mm-hmm. And I might have strep throat.
Great. I'm glad
You
you're,
might be getting...
I'm glad you're using your own microphone.
I'm being serious.
Are you really getting strep?
I might. I have... My glands are swollen,
Ew.
and I got to go to the urgent care after this, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yes, I just want some medication because I can't even...
You sound like
eat
you're getting
food.
choked up as
I'm
we
getting
speak.
choked up.
Do you need a beverage?
No, you got the LaCroix over there. You didn't even take care of me.
I grabbed you a fucking notebook. Okay.
You did. You grabbed yourself a notebook, too.
What's your point?
You got to give me something that you don't have. I gave you mints.
I gave you something. Wait, what?
I gave you mints.
You didn't get. I asked for a mint.
You didn't even ask. You took.
I asked. You took too long to respond, so I just took it. And then as I was reaching for it, you said, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
It's kind of too... It's point of no return
Let's
on
get
that
that
one.
straight, Buster. I don't appreciate.
Buster.
I don't appreciate these fallacies
What
being
is this,
spread.
the 90s?
We can't start this podcast relationship by lying to
Right,
the audience
right.
and to each other.
Trust is key.
You know, I mean, this is going to be all about honesty when it really comes down to it. I mean,
It's going to
just
be
wanna-
about a lot more than honesty.
we just want to be transparent with each other and the audience. You know, I mean,
We want to be one with their bodies.
there's a lot of fake news, so to speak, going around right now.
This is not one of those sources.
No, I mean, you're just going to get the cold hard facts from us.
Cold and hard facts.
Absolutely, and wet.
I think it's about the 30th time we've said.
I was waiting for you to plug me undies again.
No, they've gotten enough plug.
Yeah, they're at 11 right now, so
Do you have a counter over there?
I've just been keeping track in my head.
Okay.
So yeah, man. I mean,
Let's wrap this up. Let's get into episode 1. I'm kind of excited.
yeah. Let's get into episode 1. Thank you for listening to this first pre-episode, and yeah, guys.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Hope you enjoyed it, and the next one is going to be coming shortly
On the house.
on the fucking house.